Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Becca and today we are going to be looking at everything that I made this summer. So this summer was definitely a sew it all summer. I did a lot of really fun things. I tried out some new patterns, I branched out, and I'm very proud of myself overall. I feel like summer sewing is still kind of going because I have some new fabric that I got from Blackbird Fabrics. I have the stack back here. I will show that to you at the end of the video though, because this video is not about the fabric. It's just about everything that I made this summer, and if there's a video for anything that I talk about, I will direct you to that video, but let's just get into it. Okay, first up, I have this really cute blouse. I made this with a Just Dang tutorial, and I did film it, so if you're interested in seeing this process, I will have it linked on the screen and down below in the description box below. This is actually made out of a vintage sheet, and as I was sewing with it, you will see in the video that it was quite the experience. The top was quite easy, but there was supposed to be a matching skirt. And as you can see, we have the lone top. I love this top. I think it's so cute. It is a bit short, so I tend to wear it with like super high-waisted jeans or just for filming. I would love to find a skirt or a pair of jeans or just something that I can wear with more often. Maybe I will eventually become more comfortable showing more of my midriff, but I feel like that was very high school Becca. Older Becca is okay with showing like a little slit, but definitely not like full stomach. Maybe if I was on vacation or something, it would be more suited for that. The next items that I made came in a set. So basically this was supposed to be, and this is inside out, so let me just fix that really quick. This is the set, and it was actually supposed to be a single jumper, like a jumpsuit, but I ended up making it and it was super shapeless. And I really didn't like that it was so big and bulky. I'm realizing that I might be entering a season of my life where I might enjoy fitted garments a little bit more than really baggy things. Although the really baggy things still have a very big place in my heart. But some things, like what this was going to be, just looked a little bit frumpy. So I decided to turn it into a two-piece set so I could wear them together and also separate. The top is a bit short, so you can see just a little bit of midriff if I wanted. And the shorts are just so light. This is actually made out of a cotton double gauze that I got from Blackbird Fabrics a long time ago. It was super affordable, and I love the way that this feels. I think that it makes a really cute like pajama set, or it could also make just a cute little summer set to wear around. I feel like it feels like a pajama set to me, but I've heard from people who have seen the set that said it doesn't look like a pajama set, so I don't know. We will just have to see how adventurous I get with that set, but I love wearing it around the house. It is so light and comfortable. And also on the sleeves or on the straps, I decided to do something a little fun. I just made a little loop here, and then the strap just ties onto the loop, so it's kind of adjustable and adds a little bit of visual interest. It's just a tiny little modification that you can make to your patterns to make them a little bit more interesting and fun, and it was my first time doing it and I would highly recommend. Okay, this next dress is a self-drafted little dress, and this is probably one of my favorite makes of the entire summer because this fabric is so much fun. So as you can see, it is a garden print, so there's lots of fun like flowers and seed packets and vegetables and lots of cute stuff on it, and I'm just in love with this fabric. I actually thrifted it a long time ago, maybe more than a year ago. I thrifted it before COVID and everything, and I've been holding on to it because I just didn't know what to do with it. Well, I should say I knew that I wanted to make like a shirred top dress, so that you can see the top of here is shirred. And the back is just flat, so there's no shirring on the back. I did this, it was kind of like a happy accident. So when I was shirring, it was my first time ever doing it. I shirred it like really tight, so I made the stitch length really short, and I think that made it scrunch in a lot. And I didn't necessarily like want that. It was my first time ever doing it, and I didn't really know what I was doing. So what ended up happening was this piece that was supposed to fit my entire body only fit half of my body. So what I did was, instead of sharing another piece, because I thought about sharing another piece, but I was afraid that I would run out of elastic thread, and I also just didn't want to do that again because it was extremely time consuming, because it literally is just a bunch of rows stitched on and it stretches. So I decided to just do the back a flat panel, and it's literally just a rectangle. There's no darts, nothing crazy about it. So I decided to do that so that the dress could be reversible, so I could either have the flat front or the shirred front, and the bottom is just a gathered skirt. I did double my waist size and it worked out really well. I think that it is definitely one of my favorite dresses. I think that I really thrive in these like fitted top, flowy bottom dresses. It's really like my favorite type of dress to wear. I'm wearing one right now that I actually refashioned. I guess I'll talk about that next. This is something that I made a very long time ago, but I refashioned it to be a little bit better fitting. So when I initially made this dress, it was an Ogden cami hack, and for some reason I just really botched it. I wanted to do a square neck Ogden cami, and I've done this before and it was really, like, it worked out really well, but for some reason with this one I kind of botched it because I did a little more like DIY. And so I decided to overhaul the dress because, number one, my clothes are starting to fit me differently that I made like, I don't know, 1 to 2 years ago, because my body has changed. Obviously we lived through a pandemic and bodies change. So I've noticed that, you know, in the chest area, it was feeling a little bit tighter. I think that my boobs grew. So I wanted to update the dress so that it would fit me a little bit better. And I did that. So I'll just stand up and show you this one. I won't film it externally. So this top part is the same pattern as this top. It is the Peppermint Jumpsuit pattern. So I just did the same thing. I didn't put the bottom on it, I just used it as a bodice, and it turned out really cute. I really like the way that it looks. In the back, it's just like straight across. And then for the straps, it tells you just to do like tie straps. So I don't think that I like really love the tie strap thing. I think they're kind of annoying actually. So I might in the future change it just to a regular strap. But if I tie it in the back, I honestly don't notice it as much. So it might stay or it might go, I'm not exactly sure. But something that I noticed about the Peppermint jumpsuit pattern is that it runs really big. And I don't know if it's just a thing for me that usually when I make things based off of my measurements, it always turns out to be too big for me. So if you have a situation like that, I would suggest looking at the finished garment measurements to see if, you know, you can compare it to something that you already have within like a similar fabric that you're making it with. See if it is around the size that you're wanting. I think that I'm gonna have to start doing that because it is so annoying to completely finish a garment, or not even completely finish it, but just like get close to finishing it and it end up being way too big. It happens to me, like I said, almost every single time. Especially it happened with this. I don't know why this happens, but it does. I guess it's better than making it too small because you can always take it in, but it's a lot harder to take it out. So that's some good news. But let's move on to the next item, which are these shorts. These are the Pomona Pants in the short length. So these are my MVP shorts. I love them so much. They're black linen. I actually purchased some neutral like tan linen, I'll show you later, that I'm planning on making another pair with. I don't know if I want to do pants or shorts again, but unfortunately I was cleaning with these and I got some bleach on them. You can see also they're linen, so they're like super wrinkly because I've been wearing them. But I just need to either like put a piece of fabric over that and like patch it, or yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. But honestly, it doesn't bother me that that happened. Well, obviously I'm sad that it happened, but like having to patch it is not gonna be a big deal. You just like put a piece of fabric over it and then stitch over the piece of fabric like a lot with matching thread, and hopefully you won't even really be able to see it. But anyway, with these shorts, I feel like later on I am going to do some fixes on them, because with them I decided to do like a really big wide waistband because I like wide waistbands. I feel like they just like feel more comfortable on my body, so I prefer that. So I made it an extra wide waistband. So there are 3 1-inch pieces of elastic in here, but I think that I want to try again and just get a 3-inch piece of elastic, so like a really wide piece of elastic, a single piece, and then put that in here and then stitch across of it so that I can have like the line, so it's not just like a big row. But the issue with how I did it is the elastic tends to flip around and it's kind of annoying when I'm wearing it. It doesn't like lay completely flat and comfortable like it should. So it does feel a little bit tighter because all of the elastic is like twisted around. So that's something that I'm thinking about changing in the future with this garment, but I really do love how they turned out. They're so comfortable. They're the perfect length. I love the pockets in the front. I feel like sometimes I forego pockets in my clothing, but I need to stop doing that because I always regret it. Like this dress right here, I didn't put pockets in, and I can't tell you how many times when I was wearing it, I would go to put my phone in my pocket or something and there wouldn't be a pocket there, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so annoying. So it's just one of those extra steps, and it's so easy to put pockets on your clothes. You can mix and match like different pockets from different patterns. If you like a certain pocket more than others, you can definitely mix and match. I just tend to be a little bit lazy with that lately, but I have to say I am getting a lot more professional on my finishings. Like the clothing that I've been making lately does not come apart in the wash at all, which is a really big relief because that was a big problem for me earlier in my sewing journey because I just wanted to get things done, so I wouldn't really like try to make it like be finished nice. I just wanted it to be done, and I would have things unravel a lot. So thankfully that hasn't really happened lately because I am taking attention and time to like zigzag my stitches, and I'm even thinking about resurrecting my serger. I've been putting off using it for a very long time because it's just very annoying, but I did purchase some tweezers that are meant for sergers to make it easier to thread it, because threading my serger is like the thing that makes me not want to use it. Okay, so the next item that I made is definitely a top 2 favorite. So this is the Elliott top by Cool Stitches, and this is definitely a favorite top, mostly because of the fabric. So this fabric I purchased from well, I purchased it from 2 different places on 2 different occasions. So the first time I purchased it from Blackbird Fabrics in Canada. I think they're located in BC, Canada. And then the next time I purchased it from Fabric Godmother in the UK. For some reason I couldn't find a US seller that had the fabric. Anyway, it is really beautiful. It was very iconic last year. Everybody was making stuff out of it. I bought a lot of it because I wanted to use it as a jacket lining, and then I didn't end up doing that because my style just like shifted away from that. I think that I wanted to make like a linen blazer, and I was like, you know, how often am I even gonna wear a blazer? Like I work from home and I'm a YouTuber, so it doesn't really it wouldn't have made sense. So I just held on to it because I didn't know what else to do with it, and I ended up making this top. And I never really work with this type of fabric. It's like a viscose fabric, so it's super flowy, really lightweight, and I love it a lot. I think it's so pretty. This shirt is a little bit more, I guess, revealing than a lot of the other things that I've made, and I feel like when people saw that I made this, they were like, oh my gosh, like that's very different than what you normally make. And I was like, yeah, it is, but also I love wearing like flowy, like cutesy things. But I also, if I want to like go get a drink with my husband or go on a girls' night or something and like wear a cute little outfit, I don't want to wear like a really flowy gathered dress. Like I want to wear something like this that like makes me feel sexy or makes me feel like young, because sometimes I feel a lot older than I am. So I made another one of the Elliott tops. This was actually the first one that I made. So you can see there is a little bit of a difference between the 2 of them. If I hold them up, this one is significantly longer than this one, and this one I would wear on its own, but this one I don't think that I would wear on its own unless I was like going out to a club in Europe with my girlfriends or like a club in the United States with my girlfriends. I don't feel like I would wear this like just to dinner or something on its own, because it is like very short, and also the V-neck is like super open. I wouldn't say I'm uncomfortable with that, but it's just very outside of the box of what I normally wear. So I have worn it like over top other dresses and things like that, and it looks really cute as like a little, what was the thing, like a shrug. Shrugs were so popular like in the early 2000s and the 90s, but I feel like this is like a modern day shrug, and it's really cute. If you're interested in checking out this pattern, I would really suggest doing it, number 1, but lengthening it, because this is like the length that it is, and it comes like probably to the end of my rib cage. So something to keep in mind, it is quite short, maybe lengthen it. I noticed a lot of people who made it do lengthen it, and I just think that that's a little bit better for everyday use. There isn't like such a big midriff gap with like jeans and stuff. Even high-waisted jeans, there's still a big gap. So speaking of coverage, this is a lot of fabric. So this is my very first M7969, which is a pretty iconic dress in the I was about to say houseplant community, not the houseplant community, and the sewing community, because it is a big puffy sleeve crossover gathered dress. It was very, very easy to make, number one, and number two, it's just very comfortable and sweet and fun. So I would highly suggest this if you are looking into making a flowy dress. I think that it would transition really well into fall as well. It was perfect for summer, but it would look really cute, like layered with tights or leggings and then like a sweater or something. So yeah, I think that it's a really fun one. This is the first one I made, like I said, and it is made out of an old sheet because I wanted to experiment to make sure that I would even like the pattern, to make sure I knew how to use the pattern. I like to use sheets and things like that to just help myself learn a pattern before I make it again with a really nice fabric that I love and was possibly way more expensive. All right, so the next thing is my second M7969, and this one I made, I think in a video. Yeah, I made a video with this one, and I love this version so much. It feels really, really light. This fabric is a linen viscose blend, or maybe it's a linen lyocell blend. It's a linen and a synthetic blend, but it has those same signature puffy sleeves. I did the crossover still. I ended up having to tack the center right here so that it wouldn't fall open because I ended up using the wrong interfacing on the neckline right here. So actually you use a bias tape neckline, and with my first one it went really, really well. Like, it's so stiff and beautiful, and with this one it just is not that way. And I realized it's because I was using interfacing for knit fabric and not interfacing for woven fabric, which is just one of those sewing things that is a lesson that you can really only learn if someone told you before, or if you just did what I did and made that mistake. So make sure that you're using interfacing for the type of fabric that you have. Usually it's knit and woven. So yeah, make sure that you match that up and you won't make the same mistake that I did. But honestly, it still looks fine. I love wearing this dress. It's super light. This fabric is so beautiful. I love gingham. So yeah, super fun make. This right here is the Yanta overalls by Helen's Closet, and I love Helen's Closet. She has really, really great patterns. Also, her instructions are super, super awesome, very detailed, and also she helps you, she teaches you how to grade between the sizes and how to alter the sizing on your garments in her instructions. At least for this garment she did that, so that was really cool. I loved that she did that. I do find myself having to grade between sizes with my hips and my waist because I do have, I wouldn't say it's an hourglass figure because my chest is very small, but it's kind of, my waist is smaller in comparison to my butt. So, I get a lot of weird bumps in my clothes if I don't make them correctly. So this is a pair of overalls. I have become obsessed with overalls since I've lived on my property. I have 7 acres, I have a big garden, and I'm working outside quite a lot. And I was hoping to find something that I could wear while I was out there that would be a nice, cover-all situation. And also, we had a lot of ticks early in the season, and I wanted to cover my body because anytime I would wear shorts, I would have so many ticks on me. And trust me, we were very well versed in the tick safety. My husband is from the area, so he always knew about it and what to do, so we're okay. Anytime we found one, we would remove it safely and timely, and we'd always do tick checks when we came back inside. So I know that every time I bring that up, somebody wants to tell me all the scary things that ticks do, and I'm like, I know, don't remind me. They're so scary. So because of that, I wanted to make something that would cover my whole body. I used denim from Joann's, and honestly, I didn't really love making this. This was actually very difficult to make in that the fabric, the sizing. This was one of those with the sizing. And I know I just went on and talked about how amazing Helen's Closet pattern sizing is, but that's the education on sizing is really good. But for me, when I made the garment, it was massive on me, very, very big. It actually fit my husband, who is very tall, and it should not have fit him. So anyway, with that being said, I had to downsize it quite a bit, and in the process I didn't like do any sort of like decorative top stitching because I was just over it and I wanted to just wear it and be done with all of that. I don't think that's a Helen's Closet thing. I think it's a me thing because it happens like almost every time I make something. I need to figure out why that happens, but anyway, not to spend too much time on that. I love this pattern. I think that it worked out really well for me once I figured out the sizing. And yeah, I don't think that I ever fixed the, wait, did I fix the pockets? Yeah, the pockets are crooked. I never fixed that. But these are just the little quirks in your clothes that probably only I would notice. I don't think anyone would ever notice that the pockets are crooked. And if they're looking at my butt, then I don't want to know what they think anyway. Anyway, I've gotten a lot of use out of this, and my one critique on it is that the facing is so short that it sticks out. So either figure out how to tack down the facing or lengthen the facing so that your body is able to like push it down a little bit easier. But usually, in my opinion, facings are always too short and I always lengthen them, but for some reason with this one I didn't because I was a little confused on the sizing, as I mentioned before. But anyway, moving on, the last thing that I made, this is the last thing, is this. Okay, oops. This is another like half self-drafted, half, no, not even self-drafted. I would say it was like heavily hacked. So this is the Pomona Pants pattern that I hacked into a jumpsuit. So basically I saw this jumpsuit online, and also someone I follow on Instagram had it, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. It's meant to be shapeless. So before anybody makes any comments, it's meant to be shapeless. It's not supposed to have any sort of waist definition or anything like that. It's just supposed to be a blob of fabric that you put on your body, okay? I think it'd be perfect for like spa days or vacation or anything like that. But I do know that when my husband saw it, he was like, wow, hun, it's a blob of fabric. And I was like, yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. Anyway, I did end up making a little strap to tie the waist off because sometimes you do want waist definition and it is cute for that. But you know, when you're just around the house being comfortable, it is fun just to not have any sort of feeling of clothing on your body, and that's what this is. I think it would be perfect for like a hot summer place, maybe cut into shorts. It literally feels like you're not wearing clothes. It is that airy and amazing, and I love this so much. I love the color. This is another cotton double gauze that I got from Blackbird Fabrics. This is pretty much completely inspired by the picture that I saw. I just recreated the entire thing using the Pomona Pants pattern, and all I did was like raise the rise, because on the pattern it'll tell you like if you want to make it more high-waisted, you can add like cut and add to that section of the pattern. So what I did is I cut and I added basically from where the rise is supposed to be, like my belly button, up to about probably like right here actually, because you have to hem it so it comes down quite a bit. Anyway, it took a little bit of finagling and it took me a while to finish it, but eventually I got it and I'm super happy with it. It's very comfortable, and honestly, cotton gauze feels weightless on your body and I love it. Anyway, you guys, thank you very much for watching. I'm super happy to share with you everything that I've been up to this summer. Like I said, if there is a video tutorial or journey, I will have that link down below so that you can watch and enjoy. And if you have made anything this summer, let me know down below what you're most proud of, like your favorite summer make. And then if you have any fall sewing in mind, let me know down below as well, because I'd love to hear your plans. I'm trying to figure out how to use this fabric that I have back here. I might have a few more things to make this summer before the end of September. I think that's my cutoff. Once it becomes October, it is fall and no more summer sewing. But if you're done and you don't want to hear anymore, you can click off now. Thank you very much for watching. But if you want to see the new fabric that I got, I want to show you really quickly. It won't take very long, so stick with me if you want. But if you're not, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in another video very soon. Okay, so for everybody who wants to stick around, I ordered from Blackbird Fabrics, literally my favorite plant shop. Oh my gosh. This is not my plant channel. My favorite fabric store. And when I saw this fabric right here, I was obsessed. Let me tell you, this is so beautiful, and I procrastinated buying it, and I should have known that a lot of people would be obsessed with it. And when I went to buy it, there was actually like only, I think there was only like 1 meter left, and I bought it. So I have 1 meter of it, which is a little bit over a yard. So it's really only enough for a top. I really don't think I could squeeze a dress out of it, although I wish that I could. So it is let's see what the contents are. I think it's a viscose. It is it's 100% cotton. That is surprising. It feels very, very light. I would honestly assume that this was like a viscose or something, but I'm glad that it's cotton because that means it's more of a sustainable fabric, I guess. It's not synthetic. So that's really fun. I love the print. It's so beautiful, perfect for summer. And then the next one that I got is printed linen. Blackbird Fabrics always has the most beautiful printed linen. The last printed linen that I got from them is my blob fabric. It's like black with like the brown and tan blobs. I'm sure that you've seen it if you watch any of my content. It's iconic on my channel. And this is what it looks like. I believe I got two meters of it, but I think that I got a little bit of a remnant because it says 2.2 meters. So it's really light. I love it. I don't know what I want to do with it at all. Like literally have no clue. I'll probably hold on to it for a while just until I figure out what I want to do. Actually, that's probably going to be the case with like most of these because I just don't know yet and I don't want to use it and waste it. The next one is this like grid pattern turmeric linen. And I got also 2 meters of this, which is a little over 2 yards. And I am so excited about this. I think it's so beautiful. This would be really good for a fall dress. So I might actually use this before the fall season ends and see if I can make something with this one. And then the last is just a oatmeal colored linen. I also got, I got 1.5 meters of this one. So it's a really light one. I think it's their 6-ounce linen. So I'm just really excited to use it. I love working with linen. And I think, like I said earlier, I'm gonna make probably another pair of these shorts with it. Maybe pants, but probably more shorts because I love linen shorts. So anyway, that's all for the little fabric stuff. Thank you for sticking around extra. If you did, you get extra credit for my channel. I love you guys so much. I'm so appreciative of you joining me on my little second channel, my little journey over here, and I will see you guys in another video very soon. Bye.